crashing into retirement. That money, got 10,000 baby boomers a day hitting retirement. So the limited number of facilities is going to end up causing costs to rise even faster. So that's one way to pay it. It's like homeowners, car insurance, health insurance. You pay on it, if you never use it, that money's gone. So for some people that is a problem. Well, I don't want to spend $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a year on something I may not use. The chances of your house burning down is 1 in 1,200. The chances of having a total loss in a car wreck is 1 in 240. The chances of a 75-year-old needing some type of long-term care is 3 in 4. 70% chance that you will need some type of long-term care. But we don't want to pay that because we may not use it. Well, statistically, we will. Generally speaking, it is the woman that will need it more than the man. Longevity, women generally live longer than men. So when you go around the facility, I don't know what the count is here of females to males, but I would say it's probably a 2 or 3 to 1 ratio. So at some time in a woman's life, 90% of them will be the sole person making a financial decision. So long-term care, it's not just for nursing home. It can be for assisted living. It can be for home care. Because for a lot of people, the house is the Alamo. I don't want to leave the facility. I don't want to leave my home. But unfortunately, particularly with Alzheimer's, there becomes a point where staying at home is not an option. So this is where this type of policy comes in. And I'm sure facilities like to see private insurance being an option because they know they're going to get paid. Because of this issue here that a lot of people don't like, there have been some newer type policies that have come out. Single premium policies. So you might put in $100,000, but it will buy 66 months of benefits with it'll buy a bucket of $250,000 for long-term care. So $100,000 will buy about $3,500 a month for a bucket of $250,000. The benefit of this is it also has a death benefit. So a death benefit might be $150,000. So there you've got your, well, what if I don't ever use it? You turn your 100 into 150.
At what age do you consider taking out long-term care?
When you can afford it. Because you have to qualify. Just because you have the money and the ability, you got to have the health and the wealth. You may have one, but you don't have the other. Like I said, I bought my policy at 30. It's $38 a month. Right now, for a $200 a day benefit, 5% compounded for life, lifetime benefit. I went on the federal long-term care site, ran the exact same thing for a 30-year-old for $150 a day, and it was $278 a month premium. So,
what health issues would disqualify you?
when it comes to long-term care, they're concerned about morbidity. Life insurance is mortality. Life insurance is easy. You're alive, you're dead. There is no in between. Long-term care, they are concerned about your ability to perform 2 of 6 activities of daily living. If you need substantial assistance with bathing, continence, eating, toileting, transferring out of a bed or a chair, dressing, or a cognitive impairment. So, arthritis, diabetes, things that don't kill you, but things that will make your mobility difficult or cause you to slowly deteriorate. Cognitive impairments. You have a phone interview and they'll give you 5 animals, and then 5 minutes later you got to tell them 3 of the 5 because they want to know what your short-term memory is. So they're not concerned. Cancer, it is a concern to a point, but not as much as diabetes. So, and that's the other thing with long-term care, and part of the reason there's been so much consolidation is, with life insurance, like I said, they've got a good track record. With long-term care, it's only about 40 a year. And there's only really, the top 8 carriers probably dominate 90% of the business. It's like everything else, it's getting consolidated. Any other?
Go over the question one more time. Did I understand you to say to be disqualified, 2 of those 6?
To qualify for, once you have the policy, that's it, but to be able to qualify to buy the policy,
Yeah.
usually diabetes you can't have, arthritis, osteoporosis,
Who doesn't have those?
to a point, obviously, you know,
Which point?
and that varies by carrier. You know, some will look at some things different than others. So it's things that are more debilitating will disqualify you from purchasing it. You know, high blood pressure, hey, at 60, here's your high blood pressure, here's your Synthroid for your thyroid. Everybody has that. And actually, the longer you've been on those, the better, because they got a track record that can medically see. It's easier to qualify for this type of long-term care than it is this one. Reason being, they're getting a big chunk of money up front. Here, if you pay 2 months premium and you're sick, you know, they've collected $400 and are on the hook for $200,000. So this one is easier to qualify for. And also, with this type, there's one company in particular where you can use qualified money, meaning if you have an IRA, you can actually use the IRA money to provide tax-free income for long-term care. So you can take, because any money you pull out of an IRA, you gotta pay taxes on. Well, if you buy a long-term care policy, the benefit for long-term care is tax-free. So it could be a way to leverage an asset, because some people, this RMD I got to take is just a pain. It still comes out, but what it does is then it allows any long-term care benefits you get from it to be tax-free. So there's some annuities that pay an income stream of 5% a year, but if you need a long-term care stay, if you hit those 2 of 6 activities of daily living, then they'll double it to 10% and guarantee that for life. So if you had $100,000 in there, instead of getting a $5,000 a year income, they'll pay you $10,000 a year if it's for a long-term care. And it goes on forever, even if that $100,000 goes to 0. So paying for long-term care, the other way to do it is out of your pocket. Well, 60, 70,000 a year, some places, even 40,000. Then you got medicine, and you still got other issues. Private long-term care insurance is going to be the best way to do it. Any other?
You are not, by the way, suggesting that $250,000 will get you 66 months, even on today's dollars, right?
Well, whenever
It's just an
66,000
example.
into that would be 4,000